What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here to bring you an NFL prediction video on Eagles veteran cornerback James Bradberry. I believe he'll be traded to the Colts this offseason. Now, let's get into it, guys. It's finally post June 1st. I've been waiting on this. I'm doing this video June 2nd. And, I have a bunch of videos planned. I might not do them all, but I have a bunch of videos planned, thumbnails already made out for some of these veteran players who will most likely be June 1st cuts or maybe June 1st trades. Post June 1st cuts, June 1st trades. And I believe Bradberry fits that mold perfectly. You can go look at him individually, but also the whole entire team, especially that cornerback room for the Eagles last year. In 2022, they went from all-time great numbers-wise, crazy amount of sacks, great coverage numbers around most of the DBs, all that good stuff in 2022 under Jonathan Gannon's watch, now the Arizona Cardinals head coach. Then last year, new coordinators on offense and defense, and then most of their players, including Darius Slay and also especially Bradberry, had terrible numbers as far as PFF numbers go, and also just on film. The film doesn't lie. As I said before on this channel, and that's why the channel's named this Stats Free Sports. Stats do lie, but not this time with James Bradberry. He got torched a lot last year. Was it him? Was it the scheme? Was it a mixture of both? Is it getting too old? He's pushing 31 years old. It's a little bit of everything. Having an all-pro season in 2022, getting paid last offseason and having a terrible season. Like I said, as an overall defense, but him individually also is definitely a tough sell for some of these fan bases, like the Colts, who's the actual trade partner in my prediction for the Eagles to be sold on a guy like Bradberry. But I do think there's some left. I don't think it was all on him last year. A lot of confusion, a lot of bad play, a lot of frustration with the Eagles team on both sides of the ball last year. And I think James Bradberry could definitely use a change of scenery. And even if he doesn't want to go, he might be pushed out the door because look at that Eagles defensive that defensive back room. They got a lot of young talent, a lot of talent ready to emerge. And as I said, with Bradberry not playing that well last year, you have a bunch of guys ready to take a spot. Obviously, at cornerback spot, you have CB1 and Darius Slay Jr., Isaiah Rodgers back from suspension. Eli Ricks is in the mix. Josh Jobe as well is in the mix. Bunch of young talent. Also young talent as well on the other side that's probably going to take James Bradberry's spot is Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo. Top rookie cornerback. A lot of people had him as cornerback one. And went high in the draft this past year. They just happened a few months ago. Keely Ringo, Cooper DeJean, Cooper DeJean, how you want to say it. I'm not sure exactly how you say it. Zach McPherson. So they have a bunch of guys. Avonte Maddox, who's normally going to be in that nickel spot, probably with Cooper DeJean also, with a mixture of safety. I think DeJean will play both safety and nickel and outside, given certain situations, certain circumstances. But that's a loaded room. With a lot of young talent needs to play right away. And, we need to see what Ringo has, what Ricks has, what Jobe has, and obviously the newer guys and DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell and a couple of veterans, Maddox and Ricks. So, I think Bradberry's definitely the odd man now. Get up there in age, didn't play well last year, and that contract is easily disposable in my opinion. And a couple teams need cornerbacks. Like I said, the theme of the trade partner for the Eagles is the Colts, but my Falcons could definitely use one. The Steelers could use a nice QB2, QB3 thrown in the mix. A couple teams, could definitely use a guy like Bradberry, who I believe in still. So I think a good day 3 pick, just throw something out there. Eagles get some value back. I think makes a lot of sense. And now flipping over to this Colts team on the reason why they should get Bradberry, because he fits the defensive coordinator, Gus Bradley. He fits their scheme. He fits what he normally likes in a cornerback perfectly. Size, the physicality traits, all that stuff is kind of what Gus Bradley wants. Then you look at their draft, look at their roster as well. They were one of the bigger teams or most popular teams to go after a cornerback. They did not do one. My Falcons, as I said earlier, were one of the same ones. We didn't add We didn't add a cornerback that was really noteworthy. The Colts added one. They added a nickelback by the name of, I have his name right here, Micah Abraham. Okay, he's solid, but he's not going to be, starting caliber most likely. And obviously, you have Juju Brits and Kenny Moore being the two starters there. I think Moore goes to nickelback. He plays a slot, and then you bring in a guy like Bradberry, the man outside with Juju Brents, and then I think that's going to be, probably a starters this season as far as if the trade does go down. And the Colts does have the cap space to absorb his contract, and also they have the picks. Everybody has a day 3 pick to land Bradberry. I think the Eagles would be more inclined to trade him rather than cut him. Only saves $1 million, but who can't use $1 million and allocate those funds somewhere else? So I think instead of outright cutting Bradberry, um, they could definitely trade him, save $1 million, and also save some dead cap space as well for the 2025 season. But this video could all be in vain. Like I said, I'm doing this video and I'm edited, and everything's gonna be out. Well, I'm recording Sunday night, almost midnight, so it'll be out Monday evening at some time. Hopefully, Bradberry isn't moved on from as far as being cut, but I still believe even if he is cut, I think the Colts make a lot of sense. I think the Colts have a lot of money. As long as they don't add a Stephon Gilmore or anything else, I think, or Xavier Howard. I don't think those two guys will want to come to Indianapolis. I'm not quite sure, but they're in the same vein as Bradberry, but Gilmore's a kind of different level, a little older. And probably looking for ring chasing. Xavier Howard, I'm not quite sure. He looks like more of a party guy. Miami Dolphins, Houston Texans might be more of his style if they want him, but it's kind of been question marks there. So I don't know if Xavier Howard wants to come to Indianapolis. I don't know if Stephon Gilmore wants to come either. But those are two of the more popular names in the cornerback market right now in free agency. So if they don't land those guys tomorrow or sometime soon, I think this Bradberry trade makes even more stronger case for the Colts to do the move. A day 3 pick, solid corner who's just a Pro Bowler, just one of the better corners in the league a couple years ago. But like I said, that year was kind of weird. They had a all-time great season all the way across the board. Their pressure, their pass rush was amazing, one of the best of all time. So the cornerbacks definitely uh, benefited from those. Obviously, Slade was already good. Bradberry already solid as well. I like Bradberry back in his time with Giants. I liked him a lot with the Panthers as well. So he's not new to being a good corner. He's just having a rough year last year, but he's always been pretty solid. The Giants with the Panthers, respectively, he was very good in those two spots as well with a couple years there with the Eagles. So I do have Bradberry still as a solid cornerback. I will be nervous if I was a team getting him though, because he did not look good at all last year. And if you need an all-time great pass rush for him to look great, that's not really the move. But it's kind of taking it in the middle of the spectrum instead of going all the way over on either way. He's washed or he's great. I think it's in the middle. I think solid pass rush, which the Colts have. They last year they set up the Colts franchise record in sacks, but I still think they need more pressures. They did a great move by getting my guy, one of my favorite guys in this draft class, the Latu, pairing them with Kwity Paye and all those guys on their front seven, mainly the front four. And I think that's going to be a heck of a pass rush rotation for that Colts team. As long as they stay healthy and everyone dialed in, I think they'll be just fine. They'll probably break some more records this upcoming season because I think Latu is that good and will have that good of effect on this Colts team. So, with having a solid pass rush or above average pass rush like that, at least from last season, that last season carry over this season, not even any higher than like that. Just give you the same exact pass rush and sack numbers you got last year. Bradberry should be fine, but I don't think he's that reliant on a great pass rush, but he definitely needs it to still, to shorten that time man-on-man coverage because he definitely got exposed a little bit last year when the Eagles weren't getting that good of a pass coverage. Excuse me, Eagles won't get that good of a pass rush. So we'll see. We'll see what he has left, but I definitely believe by the time training camp comes, I believe late July for most teams. I think the Eagles exactly the July 29th. When training camp comes, I do expect Bradberry to be on a different team. As I said, cutting him will save no money. They won't be. It's not going to be a negative, but it won't save any money. But trading him saves $1 million. I think they look to find a trade partner for him. If they can find one, I think the Colts, whether it be a trade or free agency, is the best landing spot for James Bradberry right now. Scheme fit, team need. Slot him right beside the opposite side of Juju Brents and have the veteran Kenny Moore as a nickel back slot corner, and I think they'll be fine going into the season with some of the young guys they have behind those guys, Flowers, and like I said, Micah Abraham's got his name now, but I think those guys will definitely mature in due time. But right now, you need some vets to really show up and show out and hold the fort down. Opposite of Juju Brents, and I think James Bradberry is a man for the job. So that's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.